Hello, I am back with Brows That Wow, and I am going to share what I've learned on how to create a brow that frames the face and is very polished. Now, for this, your tools would be your brush to groom. You can see the little spoolie on the end. That's the end that you'll use to groom. The Mary Kay Precision Brow Liner. Mine is brunette. I use either brunette or dark brunette, depending on what I pick out of my makeup bag. And then I have the Mary Kay Volumizing Tint. Also, and I'll show you later why I have this. This is the Perfecting Concealer. You're always going to want to use a shade that is generally one shade down from your skin color for this because it's going to highlight certain areas. I chose one that's 2 shades lighter just so that you can kind of get a better visual. And then of course you're going to have your brush to blend the concealer so that you can blend it. All right, so the first thing that you want to do, as I mentioned, is you want to groom your brows. So you want to make sure that you brush them up and then over so that they are in, so that they look really, really nice and all of that. Now, I have pretty thick brows myself, so I just go with the natural line, the arch, all of that. I know not everyone has brows like that, and that's cool. You just work with what you've got. But I will say that if you are trying to build your brows and maybe they've been over tweezed or something like that, I personally get threaded. I don't get waxed because I feel like it's a little more precise when they thread versus when they wax. Now, if you want to help your brows and lashes grow back, this is something that I would recommend. It is the Lash and Brow Building Serum from Mary Kay. This is used at night, every night, and you just put it on the affected areas, and it helps to rebuild what was lost. Now that I have groomed, taking the Precision Liner, I will lay it next to your nose like this, and where this would be the start of your brows. So you're going to mark that. And the reason it's okay to just go ahead and mark is because we're going to use the concealer later to conceal it. So you're going to mark it. And then looking straight ahead, this is called mapping, by the way. So you're going to look straight ahead. And when you get to the outside of the iris, you're going to mark again, because that's about where your arch should be. And then this will be the end of the tail. So then what you'll do is you'll take the brow liner and you will connect the dots. Now, as you're going over and then down, the tail should always start to thin out some, okay? And you can always clean up any missteps with any liners or whatever with the concealer. So then you want to fill in, and if you want a very, very natural look, then I would recommend just doing this, filling in with the liner, so that it's not too heavy. But the good thing is, and then you want to go up under and line, light strokes, just to fill in certain areas. Okay, see the difference between this one and this one so far? Now, if you ever do your brows and you feel like they're just too dark, or the color is too heavy, you can always take your brush, your grooming brush, and go back through them to comb through some of the product and even it out. And I usually do that anyway, just because I like for my brows to look a little more natural. Now you just lightly brush through, and then see? So you've mapped it, you filled it in. Now what you're gonna do is take the brow tint, and this lasts for a good amount of time. I actually go through more liner than I do brow tint. This is what the this is what it looks like. And then you just, I usually start midway through my brow, just because you know, when you first pull it out, there's a lot of product on it, and then normally, like at the beginning of the brow, you want it to be a little lighter, and then it can fade into a darker one. And again, if you get some of this on your face, it's okay, because we're going to use the concealer to clean up. Now, see how that just gives it a nice, and this helps to keep your brows in place, and it gives it a nice little tint. And this also moisturizes your brows. So, you know, it's very important, because when you're using products on your brows and stuff, a lot of times that isn't taken into consideration, but of course Mary Kay thought about it. All right, so that's volumizing tint. Now I'm going to let it dry a little bit, and then I will brush through just a smidge. Okay, now for the concealer and the concealer brush, I normally just put the concealer straight on the brush. That way I can kind of control where I put it a little bit more. And this is about the amount that I use. So you're going to define, you're basically defining the top and the bottom of the brow, and it makes it pop. That's the whole purpose of it. It makes it pop and stand out a little bit more. And so hopefully there's not too much shadow and you can see. So I'll start here. And like I said, I'm using a shade that's two shades lighter than myself, just for demonstration purposes, so that you all can kind of see a little bit more what I'm talking about. All right. And then you just want to blend it. Just keep going over it. Blend. Now this is a full tutorial based on you doing your entire face afterwards. So the other thing that I do is I go under the brow, put a little bit more on the edge of the brush, like right under here. Like I said, this helps clean up any stray marks that may be there. And you can flatten the tail a little bit. All right. And of course, remember that your brows are sisters. They are not twins. Sometimes mine are just related. They're not even sisters, but they still look nice. All right, then, and this is taking into consideration that you're going to do your eye makeup, I would just bring the concealer all the way down onto the lid. And I'll be honest, when I used to see people do this, I always wondered why. So basically what it does is it just gives a continuity of color from your brow bone all the way down to your lids. So like if your lids have any kind of discoloration because you know, maybe from rubbing your eyes, they've gotten a little darker on the lids or anything like that, this will help pull down the color so that it's a continuous shade. And then you just let it dry while you're doing the other side. That's what I do anyway. And then when you get ready to actually do your eyes, I always put on a little bit of eye primer just to help the colors pop a little bit more. All right, so you see what I've done here? So it's the top layer is the top of my brow is defined. The bottom, I've cleaned up any stray marks, and as you can see, the tail is a little more continuous there, and it's more even. All right, so as you can see the difference from this one to this one that hasn't been done yet. And mind you, I'm not wearing my glasses, so this is a glasses-free tutorial. All right, well, thanks for watching. I'm going to do the rest of my face. I don't think y'all want to see that right now, but have a great day. Talk to you later.